It's time for your statewide Alabama weathercast.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Drew McCombs with the Alabama Weather Network, and this is your mid-morning statewide forecast update. We've got some pretty pictures from our sky watchers. Joshua Secca in Bluentsville sent this picture of sunset yesterday afternoon. It was a beautiful afternoon and evening after having some rain come in, or obviously some very, very much needed rain coming into the state over the course of yesterday morning. And then obviously the big difference between yesterday morning and this morning is we've got some very chilly temperatures out there, and we got some patchy frost in spots. So Tony Bearden and Aroni up in DeKalb County got a little bit of patchy frost there. That should be would be one of the first ones that we've seen so far this fall season here. But looking at our satellite and radar, not much to talk about there compared to yesterday morning. Again, nothing really showing up outside of maybe a little bit of fog in the Tennessee River Valley. We had a few other patchy fog spots there this morning, but other than that, it is just clear across the board as far as both the radar and the satellite. And you can see that looking at Dauphin Island there. Look at the blue skies. No clouds to be seen at 67 degrees there. The dew point's at 48, so that nice dry air mass is spread all the way down to the coast, which is always nice to see when you get into this time of year. Point Clear, beautiful there as well. Looking out over the bay, it's 67 degrees there, and the dew point's around 45 degrees. So very dry there right along the bay as well. And as we move to the north, blue skies in Jefferson. Can't really see anything outside of just those blue skies there. And, maybe trying to see a little bit of the trees trying to change some colors there, even in this southern part of the state. And as we head to Bald Rock, one of the prettiest views that we have on our SkyCam network here, looking at some of the mountains and ridges into the distance there, it's 59 degrees, so not quite 60 degrees yet. Got a little bit of a breeze out of the northeast there, occasionally gusting up to about 10 miles per hour. Hatton, blue skies as well as we head up towards Lawrence County there at 60 degrees. And again, it was a pretty cold start there in the northern part of the state. And we'll see that right here looking at the map. So we got down to 41 degrees in Hamilton, but look at that, we got to 38 in Gadsden. So as far as our kind of official reporting sites, that's the coldest one we've got is the upper 30s. We've had some other reports of 30s from other observations, but you got mostly 40s in the northern half of the state. And then it even got down to 49 degrees in Dothan. So the far southeast corner, the Wiregrass there got chilly as well. But then other than that, in the southern part of the state, only got down into the low 50s. So here's a look at our Skywatcher reports. Got some 30s there as well. Jeff Lee in Carbon Hill hit 37. Jetta Dochka in Nashville hit 38. Jason Holcomb in Boaz hit 40. So did Chris Hall in Helena, and Joey Amberson in Birmingham got down to 43 degrees. And we expect some chilly mornings to continue through a good bit of this week here. Now, our temperatures right now, we've warmed up into generally the 60s in the southern part of the state, but towards the north, it's still in the 50s in places like Gadsden, where it's 57 degrees. Hamilton's at 56 degrees, and Huntsville is at 58 degrees. The change from the last 24 hours is pretty significant. We were fairly warm with that rain coming through yesterday morning about this time, but you can see some places close to 15 degrees below normal, 12 or below what it was yesterday. So 12 degrees cooler than it was yesterday in both Florence and Huntsville. Again, close to 15 degrees cooler down in the coastal areas as well, but pretty much at most places across the state, a good bit chillier than we were yesterday morning. Forecast highs for today will be pretty nice out there, as we expect to be mainly in the 70s, 72 degrees the forecast for Birmingham, 76 for Eufaula. As you move further to the southwest, still could touch 80 degrees in a few spots, but definitely will not be nearly as warm as we were seeing for most of last week. And so what we're watching for this week is, a few showers are possible tomorrow. We will have a reinforcing cold front that will come through tomorrow over the course of the day. Few showers possible along it, nothing significant as far as the rainfall. That's going to help to kind of reinforce the coolest air so far this season. We're in it right now. This cold front will help to reinforce that behind that cold front, so we'll see more chilly mornings behind that. Significant rainfall returns on Sunday, or at least appreciable rainfall there. We'll take a look more of that in a little bit, but that's what we're expecting for Sunday, but dry mostly until then outside of a few showers tomorrow. Here's a look at your futurecast, and we'll take a look at that. So for today, nothing to show here, just really no clouds in the sky, nothing on the board as far as forecast rainfall or anything like that. But then here comes the front on Tuesday. So you see by Tuesday morning, this right here, that line of clouds and those few showers, that is the front coming through the state. Heavier showers possible over in Mississippi. Looks a little bit lighter in our area, although there still could be a few heavier showers. This particular model not showing quite as much in the northern part of the state as it was a couple of days ago. It does show as we get in the afternoon that maybe a little bit more instability fires up a few heavier showers along the front as we get into kind of the south central part of the state. And so don't be surprised if you get a heavier downpour for a short period of time, but these should move through pretty fast. You're not going to get a significant amount of rainfall, but we do expect that most of the state will at least see some isolated showers coming through, although not every spot is going to get it. There's going to be plenty of spots that will not see rain with that passage, and it'll just be reinforcing cold air behind that. Now, taking a glimpse out into the future, looking at the weekend. So Saturday should be mostly dry, but as we get into the evening, the western side of the state could see a few showers trying to move in with the next system coming through. And then as we get into Sunday, that's really where we expect the better chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. You can could see some fairly heavy rainfall, especially in the northern part of the state as we get into Sunday afternoon into the evening. And so, Sunday definitely looks like the next decent chance of some rain, which of course we could still use around here. And so this is the outlook for that through Sunday. We're expecting could get around an inch or more, especially in the northern part of the state and maybe in the western side of the state as well. If we could get a little bit more here in west central Alabama, that would be nice. Down towards the south, southeast, may only get a tenth or a quarter of an inch, but again, we'll take everything we can get and maybe we'll overperform a little bit in those areas too. Your 7-day forecast looking pretty nice out there for North Alabama. Again, today will be absolutely beautiful, highs in the 70s and dry, nice feeling air there. And then for tomorrow, again, that dry or mostly dry cold front, but with a few showers coming through, comes through for tomorrow. So we'll have a few showers moving along with that. And then we cool back down behind that front, reinforcing it so that maybe only highs in the upper 60s for Wednesday, lows down in the 40s again for several nights. We'll see 30s, I'm sure, for sure with that in some of the cooler spots. And then again, the rain chances bump back up as we get into especially Sunday. Saturday should be mostly dry, but Sunday is the day where we have some scattered showers and thunderstorms for North Alabama. And then for South Alabama, again, looking beautiful today, 76 degrees for the high temperature, sunshine. Tomorrow, more cloud cover, few scattered showers, mainly later in the day and into the evening. And then beautiful behind that as you head through the rest of the week with highs in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees, lows down in the 40s in many spots. And then again, Saturday, mostly dry. Western areas could get a few showers, but Sunday's the main day where we'll have more certain showers and thunderstorms moving through the area. Well, that is your forecast for now. We appreciate you watching us here on the Alabama Weather Network.